Hello everyone, welcome to UK Daily Brief. I'm Chloe. Today is January the 5th, and here are the key stories you need to know across the UK, plus today's outlook. First, some relief for homeowners. HSBC has become the first major bank in 2026 to cut mortgage rates, signaling the start of a new rate-cutting cycle and easing pressure on borrowers. Next, major travel disruption. Parts of the M6 motorway have been fully closed, causing widespread disruption and turning weekend journeys into a potential nightmare. In banking news, Halifax is shutting 8 branches this January, raising fresh concerns over the decline of high street banking and the move towards a cashless Britain. Overseas, tensions are rising in the Middle East. The UK and France have carried out joint overnight airstrikes in Syria, with the Royal Air Force confirming the destruction of an ISIS underground weapons facility. Closer to home, police have issued an urgent warning over new Apple Pay fraud scams, reminding the public to stay alert even if their cards never leave their wallets. And finally, a major shift on Britain's roads. Diesel vehicles are being phased out, with electric cars expected to outnumber diesel models by 2030, signaling a complete change in driving habits. Here's today's weather update across the UK. A wintry cold spell continues to affect the country, with many areas still facing the risk of snow, ice, and freezing rain. The Met Office has issued snow and ice warnings, particularly for Scotland, Northern England, Wales, and the East Coast, so extra care is needed when travelling. For most parts of the UK, conditions will remain dry but very cold, with icy patches and local snow, especially during the early morning and overnight hours, when the risk of frozen roads is at its highest. In terms of temperatures, daytime highs will range between around 1 and 4 degrees Celsius, while overnight lows could fall to -4 or -1 degrees. This keeps the country firmly in cold winter conditions. City areas such as Manchester, Liverpool, Edinburgh, and Glasgow are likely to feel particularly cold overnight, with temperatures closer to -4 degrees. Winds will be light to moderate but noticeably chilly, generally around 10 to 20 km per hour, becoming stronger in coastal and higher ground areas. While not stormy, the wind chill will make it feel significantly colder than the actual temperature, so warm clothing is essential. A reminder for travel safety. Icy roads are most likely in the morning and at night, so allow extra time for journeys. Some areas remain under snow and ice alerts, which may still cause disruption. Overall, on January the 5th, the UK remains under the influence of cold winter weather, with low temperatures, icy conditions, and a strong wind chill. Please stay warm and travel safely. Homeowners, take note, there's finally some good news in the UK mortgage market for 2026. HSBC has officially announced cuts to several UK mortgage rates, becoming the first major lender this year to make a move, and the market has reacted immediately. The bank has mainly reduced rates on its 2-year and 5-year fixed mortgage products, with some deals falling by around 0.2 to 0.3 percentage points. To put that into perspective, on a £250,000 mortgage over 25 years, borrowers could save between £40 and £70 per month, adding up to nearly £800 a year. Market analysts say this decision is likely to trigger other major banks, including Lloyds, Barclays, and NatWest, to follow suit, potentially sparking a new round of mortgage price cuts across the UK. For first-time buyers and homeowners looking to remortgage, this could significantly ease pressure and help unlock parts of the housing market that had been frozen by high interest rates. However, experts are urging caution. While rates are beginning to fall, lending criteria remain strict, so anyone planning to buy should still carry out careful affordability checks. If you're planning to travel this weekend, take note. One of the UK's most important motorways, the M6, is set to face major closures, with significant disruption expected across the country. According to National Highways, the closure is required to carry out railway bridge demolition and reconstruction works, affecting a section of the M6 in both directions. The works have been scheduled mainly over the weekend to reduce disruption to weekday commuting, but they are still expected to impact tens of thousands of drivers. Officials estimate that around 70 to 80,000 vehicles normally use this stretch of the motorway each day. During the closure, all traffic will be diverted, and some alternative routes could add 30 minutes or more to journey times. Drivers are being strongly advised to check the latest traffic updates before setting off, allow extra time for their journeys, or consider using rail or other public transport where possible. If you're travelling between central England and the northwest, particularly towards Manchester or Liverpool, the impact of these closures is expected to be especially noticeable. With more large-scale infrastructure works likely in the coming months, motorists are urged to stay alert to official announcements to avoid unnecessary delays and disruption. Are banks turning their backs on the high street? If you're still used to visiting a branch in person, this news may feel particularly close to home. Halifax, part of the Lloyds banking group, has announced it will close 8 bank branches across the UK this January, highlighting the rapid shift of Britain's banking sector towards digital services. According to UK media reports, the closures will affect branches in several towns. The bank says that more than 80% of customers now carry out their everyday banking through mobile apps or online platforms, leading to a sharp fall in branch usage and making physical locations increasingly costly to maintain. Figures show that over 5,000 bank branches have disappeared across the UK in the past decade, with closures happening almost every month. Those most affected are often older people, individuals with limited mobility, and small businesses that still rely heavily on cash transactions. Halifax says affected customers will be encouraged to use online banking, telephone services, or travel to alternative branches, and that additional digital support and training will be provided to help people adapt. However, community groups have raised concerns that the withdrawal of banks from local areas could turn some neighborhoods into so-called financial deserts, further widening the digital divide. Tensions in the Middle East are once again escalating. The UK Ministry of Defence has confirmed that the Royal Air Force, working alongside the French Air Force, carried out a joint overnight airstrike in Syria on Saturday, successfully destroying a key underground military facility used by Islamic State. According to official sources, the target was located north of Palmyra, and was believed to be an underground site used by ISIS for weapons storage and operational planning. The operation was intelligence-led and described as a highly precise strike, aimed solely at military targets, with every effort made to avoid civilian casualties. UK officials said RAF aircraft launched multiple precision-guided munitions, triggering a controlled explosion that destroyed explosives, ammunition, and military equipment stored at the site. Initial assessments suggest the facility has been completely neutralized, dealing a significant blow to ISIS's operational capability in the region. French military officials also confirmed their involvement, describing the joint UK-France action as a key strike within ongoing counter-terrorism efforts. The UK government has stressed that although ISIS is no longer as powerful as it once was, intelligence indicates attempts to rebuild underground networks, posing a potential threat to regional and European security. Since ISIS lost its main strongholds in 2019, Western allies have carried out hundreds of precision strikes to prevent the group from regrouping. The UK has reaffirmed its commitment to working with allies, ensuring national security and upholding international counter-terrorism responsibilities. If you regularly use Apple Pay or Google Pay, it's important to stay alert. UK police have issued an urgent warning over a new and rapidly growing form of digital wallet fraud, where victims can be targeted even if their physical bank cards never leave their possession. According to police and consumer protection agencies, fraudsters are using phishing text messages, fake bank calls, and even counterfeit app update pages to trick people into revealing one-time verification codes. Once obtained, criminals can illegally add the victim's card to their own digital wallet and begin making unauthorized transactions. Figures cited by The Guardian, referencing police data, show that digital wallet-related fraud has risen by more than 30% over the past year. In many cases, victims only realize what has happened after receiving a notification from their bank. Police stress that the biggest risk with this type of fraud is that the card is not lost. It hasn't been stolen. Yet money is still taken from the account. Experts are urging the public to take several key precautions. First, never share verification codes with anyone, under any circumstances. Second, regularly check the list of linked devices within your banking app. Third, enable transaction alerts, and block your card immediately if anything looks suspicious. Police advise that anyone who believes they may have been targeted should contact their bank immediately and report the incident to the authorities. Technology makes life easier, but security awareness should never be lowered. New industry analysis suggests that by 2030, the number of electric vehicles on British roads will officially overtake diesel cars, signaling the beginning of the end for the traditional diesel era. Research cited by The Guardian shows that there are currently more than 1.2 million fully electric vehicles in the UK, while the number of diesel cars is falling sharply year on year. As diesel vehicles continue to be phased out and sales of new diesel models decline, electric cars are expected to complete the crossover around the end of the decade. Several key factors are driving this shift. First, charging infrastructure has expanded rapidly. The UK now has over 60,000 public charging points, with more being added at pace. Second, environmental policies are tightening, with many cities having already introduced or planning to expand low-emission zones. Third, the cost of electric vehicles is gradually falling, while newer models offer longer driving ranges and greater choice for consumers. Data also shows that since 2024, 1 in every 4 new cars sold in the UK has been either fully electric or plug-in hybrid, while diesel car sales have dropped to historic lows. However, experts caution that challenges remain, including charging speeds, rising electricity costs, and limited charging options for residents in older buildings. One thing is certain, in the years ahead, Britain's streets are set to become noticeably quieter. That brings us to the end of today's UK Daily Brief. If you find our same-day UK news and practical life updates helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We bring you the stories that matter in the shortest possible time, helping you stay informed about what's happening across the UK every single day. I'm Chloe. See you tomorrow on UK Daily Brief. Let's face it, life in the UK moves fast. The headlines are endless, but most of it is just noise. Introducing UK Daily Brief, your essential morning update. From local weather and travel alerts to the policies affecting your pocket. No clutter. No bias. Just the facts you actually need to start your day. Fresh every morning. Short, relevant, and ready when you are. UK Daily Brief. Subscribe now for the news that matters to your life.